Secret Message Report, Headline Edition. I'm John Kelly. The seed of last Saturday's tragic shooting in Tucson, Arizona, during which 6 people were killed and 14 injured, had already taken root in the unconscious mind of the alleged shooter over 3 months earlier. The video that led to suspension for mass MKUltra ritual murder and political assassination suspect Jared Loughner last fall was released by Pima Community College to the Los Angeles Times and posted to the LA Times website today. The video soundtrack was processed through a mirror filter by a Vancouver-based mobile audio lab in an attempt to identify unconscious communications encoded as secret messages within Mr. Loughner's reversed speech. The results are the subject of a new story in the Vancouver UFO Examiner for Examiner.com. Founded in 1969, the mission of Pima Community College is community development through learning in an environment that focuses on core values of accountability, diversity, innovation, integrity, people, and quality. The informal student-produced video provides a brief campus walkthrough along with Jared Loughner's voice sample in the form of a rambling narrative. As a potential window into the condition of the suspect's unconscious mind leading up to the deaths of a U.S. federal judge and the grave injury of Arizona Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, this video was identified as a likely source of potential forensic intelligence that could be decoded through audio mirror filtering. During the video, Jared Loughner encounters one of his instructors.
I lost my freedom of speech to that guy. And this is what happens. And I'm in a terrible place. It's the school that I go to.
Played in reverse, the secret message says, "A gun shoots the mute."
The
walkthrough continues into the school cafeteria.
And then here's the microwave that I'll be using when I'm homeless. This is the cafeteria, they make illegal transactions.
Through the audio mirror filter, the secret message says, "Gonna load guns and kill."
Not
only do the secret messages from Jared Loughner's reversed speech describe fatal gunshots, they also describe one of the potential outcomes of the shooting. Doctors believe that Congresswoman Giffords was shot by a bullet that entered the front of her skull and traveled the length of her brain's left hemisphere. Regarding predictions for her recovery, MSNBC reported that people who suffer penetrating traumatic brain injuries often develop paralysis and cognitive problems. The CBC interviewed a Canadian neurosurgeon who stated, "With the left hemisphere, we worry about speech, the ability to either understand what someone is saying to us and/or the ability to say what you want to say." CNN further described Ms. Giffords' condition in terms of the partial paralysis and speech impairment of James Brady, who suffered a brain injury during the 1981 assassination attempt against President Ronald Reagan. Examiner.com reported last Saturday how Ms. Giffords' secret messages, discovered in the reversed audio of her talk radio interview given on the morning of the shooting, revealed that an augury paralyzes her.
An augury paralyzes her. An augury paralyzes her. An augury paralyzes her.
Do secret messages describing paralysis and the inability to vocalize augur phases of Congresswoman Giffords' recovery during which she will suffer partial paralysis and speech impairment? Occult dimensions to last Saturday's shootings were explored this week in mainstream news reports focused on the skull shrine found in the Loughner family's backyard, along with Sarah Palin's invocation of ritual child sacrifice during her video statement posted to Facebook.
If you don't like a person's vision for the country, you're free to debate that vision. If you don't like their ideas, you're free to propose better ideas. But, especially within hours of a tragedy unfolding, Journalists and pundits should not manufacture a blood libel that serves only to incite the very hatred and violence that they purport to condemn.
The 9-year-old girl who died in the shootings was born on 9/11, the day of the 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon that led to the signing of the Patriot Act, illegal wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, criminal NSA wiretapping, along with TSA mass irradiation and public humiliation at airports. Ms. Palin's emphatic use of the term blood libel in her taped remarks is highly suggestive that the death of this girl held occult significance in the plans of the orchestrators behind last Saturday's attack. Reflections of occult influences appear in the secret messages of Jared Loughner as well.
This is Pima Community College, one of the biggest scams in America. The students are so illiterate that it affects their daily lives.
Through the audio mirror filter, the secret message of Jared Loughner says, "Spell. He lays death." In his opening remarks to the Pima video narrative, Mr. Loughner says,
Alright, so here's what we're doing. We're examining the torture of students. We are looking at students who have been tortured. They're at low income pay in 2 wars.
Played in reverse, Jared Loughner's secret messages describe how there's ghost in me. Was the alleged shooter under the spell of MKUltra mind control programmers directing him to act as what the Daily Cause describes as an agent of state-sponsored stochastic terrorism? The agenda of the programmers can be known by the tapestry of secret messages revealed in the voices of their agents. The death spell and spirit possession themes of Jared Loughner's secret messages bear a striking resemblance to those found in the remarks of the Washington State cell phone stalker, the Wichita, Kansas BTK killer, Vancouver, BC's Robert Pickton, the final words of Jim Jones during the Jonestown Massacre, and the voice of a NASA commentator during the doomed descent of the Space Shuttle Columbia, all reported by Examiner.com. In his remarks during Wednesday night's memorial service held in Tucson for the victims, President Barack Obama unconsciously revealed how the death cult initiatives of the MKUltra mind control ritual human sacrifice programmers exceeds the authority of the White House.
Scripture tells us there is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her. She will not fall. God will help her at break of day.
The president's secret message in the digital mirror describes how he says lies for spooks.
Says lies for spooks. Says lies for spooks. Says lies for spooks.
Further comments about the life of Dorwin Stoddard, who died during the attack while saving the life of his wife, revealed a chilling message.
When they weren't out on the road in their motorhome, you could find them just up the road, helping folks in need at the Mountain Avenue Church of Christ. A retired construction worker, Dorwin spent his spare time fixing up the church along with his dog Tux. His final act of selflessness was to dive on top of his wife, sacrificing his life for hers.
The president's chilling secret message describes the demon. According to the event timeline, on September 23, 2010, there was an involuntary statement of unconscious intent. Suspected shooter Jared Loughner records video soundtrack on Pima College campus containing predictive messages describing a gun, shoots the mute, and gonna load guns and kill. November 30th, 2010, purchase of weapon. Loughner legally purchased the Glock at a Sportsman's Warehouse chain store in Tucson, Arizona on November 30th after completing a form and passing a background check. January 8th, 2011. MKUltra mass political assassination and ritual murder in Tucson, Arizona. Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords is gravely wounded along with 13 others. 6 people are killed, including a U.S. federal judge and a 9-year-old girl. Examiner.com's reporting on last Saturday's Tucson, Arizona shooting incident is providing a unique local Vancouver perspective, drawing upon the professional experience and international reputation of Vancouver UFO examiner John Kelly, Canada's only world-famous speech analyst specializing in studies of mirror-filtered audio and visual recordings. Last week's presentation of Gabrielle Giffords' secret messages through podcast, video, and the Vancouver UFO Examiner column received widespread attention from international media, with indexing and links back from the Dallas Morning News, Britain's Daily Mail, the Arizona Daily Star, the Oakland Press, TMZ.com, TruthDig.com, Newsweek, and Italy's TG.com. This is the Secret Message Report, Headline Edition. I'm John Kelly, and we'll be back again.